Nobody saw this coming. Everything may have just changed. Imagine walking into a room expecting to find your missing child, expecting to finally breathe a sigh of relief, only to find a massive pool of blood and absolute terrifying silence. That is exactly what Dante and Lulu are walking into right now. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life, and the fallout is going to be catastrophic. We are talking about a life or death situation that just tipped over the edge into a full-blown nightmare. A gunshot rings out, a body hits the floor, and a young boy vanishes into the shadows. But let us back up, because how we got here is a terrifying chain reaction of terrible decisions. It all starts with Cassius. You guys know Cassius has been playing with fire for weeks now. He knew exactly where Rocco and Britt were hiding in Tortola. He made a solemn promise to keep that secret safe. But the pressure got to him. He cracked under the weight of it all. He told Dante and Lulu the truth, thinking he was doing the right thing. He thought he was just helping two desperate parents reunite with their son. He thought the danger was contained. Here is where things get messy. Almost immediately after giving up the location, Cassius realizes he made a fatal error. He notices something absolutely terrifying. Ross Cullum has completely vanished. The corrupt WSB director is nowhere to be found in Port Charles. And that changes everything. Cassius puts the pieces together and his blood runs completely cold. Cullum was not just sitting around waiting for a clue. Cullum was actively watching Dante and Lulu. Cullum used them as human tracking devices to find exactly where Rocco and Britt were hiding. Cassius panics. He knows he has to fix this massive blunder immediately. He grabs his phone and desperately tries to contact Rocco. He has to warn the kid before the WSB director kicks the door down. Imagine being Rocco on the other end of that line. You trust this guy, and suddenly he is calling to say he sold you out. Cassius admits everything in a frantic rush of words. He confesses that he broke the secret. He apologizes profusely, explaining that he only wanted Dante and Lulu to come and rescue him. But apologies do not stop bullets. Cassius screams into the phone that Cullum is coming. He tells Rocco and Britt they need to pack up and run right this second. They need to abandon the hideout and disappear into the island before it is too late. He warns them that Cullum will not stop until he finds them, and that the rogue agent is likely preparing to strike at this very moment. If you ask me, this is the most terrifying phone call anyone could ever receive. But wait, it gets worse. The warning comes way too late. Cassius tells them to run, but time has already completely run out. Cullum is not just on his way. Cullum is already there. The dominoes are falling faster than anyone can catch them. Britt and Rocco scramble to grab their things. The panic in that small room in the British Virgin Islands must be suffocating. They are trapped like rats in a cage. And then the door kicks open. Ross Cullum stands there, and he is not looking to make a peaceful deal. This guy is a dangerous double agent. He is working closely with Jen Sidwell. He has everything to lose if Britt and Rocco expose his dark secrets to the world. He is fueled by pure hatred and sheer desperation. He does not just want to capture Rocco. He wants to eliminate every single loose end. He wants to wipe Britt off the map permanently so there are absolutely no witnesses left to testify against him. The tension in that room instantly snaps. Guys, this is where it gets interesting and incredibly tragic. Cullum raises his weapon. His eyes are dead and cold. He is ready to execute them right then and there. A violent confrontation erupts in the tiny space. But Britt does the unthinkable. Britt, who has been battling her own terrifying health crisis, who has been collapsing and fighting just to stay upright, does not hesitate for a single second. She throws her own body directly in the line of fire. She steps right in front of the gun to shield Rocco from the blast. Bang! The shot echoes through the hideout, shattering the tropical silence. Britt takes the bullet meant for Rocco. She goes down hard. This is the ultimate sacrifice. She is critically wounded, bleeding out rapidly on the floor, hovering right on the jagged edge between life and death. The situation has officially spiraled into pure chaos. Rocco is watching his protector fall. Cullum is standing over them with a smoking gun, and the nightmare is only just beginning. What happened next may be even worse. Because right at that exact moment, Dante and Lulu finally arrive in Tortola. They have been traveling for hours, fueled by hope and anxiety. They think they are about to burst through those doors and hug their son. They think the nightmare is finally over. They have absolutely no idea that they are walking straight into a bloody slaughterhouse. They rush into the hideout, and the scene freezes the blood in their veins. There is no joyous reunion. There are no tears of happiness. There is only Britt lying completely unconscious in a massive pool of her own blood. The medical emergency is critical. Her pulse is fading. But that is not even the biggest surprise. The real horror hits Dante and Lulu a split second later as their eyes dart around the destroyed room. Where is Rocco? He is gone. He has completely vanished without a single trace. Did Cullum drag him away? Did Cullum kidnap the boy to use as brutal leverage against Dante and Lulu? Or did Rocco manage to scramble out the back window while Cullum was distracted by Britt falling to the floor? Nobody knows. The uncertainty is absolutely maddening. Dante and Lulu are instantly thrown into a state of absolute mind-shattering panic. Their son is missing all over again, but this time, the stakes are coated in blood, and the clock is ticking faster than ever. Paramedics are going to have to rush in to try and pull Britt back from the brink of death. The scene is going to be a blur of sirens, medical equipment, and desperate shouting. But while the medical team fights a desperate battle for Britt's fading life, Dante and Lulu are thrust into a brand new hell. They have to find Rocco before Cullum finds him again. If Rocco is out there running on his own, the situation is incredibly grim. Think about it. If Rocco is alone, he is wandering through a foreign territory. He has no money. He has no protection. He has absolutely no idea who to trust. He is just a terrified kid being actively hunted by a highly trained, ruthless WSB killer. Every shadow could be Cullum waiting to strike. Every sound could be another gunshot. The psychological terror of this scenario is off the charts. He is entirely defenseless in a place he does not know. And let us not forget about Cullum. He is still out there prowling the island. He knows Dante and Lulu are in Tortola now. He knows the clock is ticking down to 0. He is going to be more dangerous than ever. This guy has nothing left to lose. His cover is blown, his trap has been sprung, and he is a cornered animal. And as we all know, a cornered animal is the most lethal kind. Cullum will not hesitate to drop anyone who gets in his way. Meanwhile, Cassius, sitting back in Port Charles, is going to have to live with the crushing guilt that his single slip-up caused this entire bloodbath. He thought he was doing the right thing. He thought he was managing the situation. But his inability to see Cullum's true plan has resulted in Britt fighting for her life and Rocco being hunted like prey. The weight of that realization is going to absolutely destroy him. Plus, we cannot ignore the Jen Sidwell factor in all of this. Cullum is working hand in hand with Sidwell. If Cullum gets his hands on Rocco, he might just hand the boy straight over to Sidwell to use against Sonny and Laura. The web of danger is expanding rapidly, pulling more and more people into the crossfire. The domino effect is crushing everyone in its path. Dante and Lulu thought they were the hunters coming to rescue their boy, but they just became the hunted. And then everything spiraled. The island of Tortola has turned from a tropical hideout into a deadly hunting ground. The local authorities are going to be scrambling, but they are no match for a rogue WSB director with a license to kill and a desperate need to cover his tracks. Dante is going to have to tap into every single instinct he has as a cop, but this is deeply personal now. This is his son. This is the woman who just took a bullet for his child. He is going to be seeing red. Lulu is going to be completely frantic. She just got her life back on track. She just opened up to Dante, and now she is standing in a room covered in blood, screaming her son's name into the void. The emotional toll this is going to take on her is unimaginable. She is going to blame Cassius. She is going to blame Cullum. She might even blame herself for not getting there 10 minutes sooner. The what ifs are going to tear her mind apart. If you ask me, this is the breaking point for everyone involved. There is no going back to normal after a night like this. Britt's sacrifice is a massive turning point. She has always been a complicated character, but throwing herself in front of a bullet for a child solidifies her legacy. But will she survive to see the aftermath? Or will this be the end of the line for her? The doctors are going to have to perform a miracle to save her. And what about Rocco? If he is hiding in the jungle or in the back alleys of the island, how long can he survive? He just watched someone get gunned down right in front of him. The trauma is going to be immense. He is going to be paralyzed by fear, which makes him an easy target for Cullum. He needs to keep moving. But where does he go? Who does he call? His phone is probably left behind in the chaotic, bloody room. The clock is ticking down to 0. Britt is clinging to life by the thinnest possible thread. Dante and Lulu are trapped in a living nightmare, surrounded by sirens and despair. And somewhere out there in the dark, a terrified young boy is running for his life with a ruthless killer hot on his trail. This is about to become the darkest, most terrifying chapter of Rocco's entire life. Will Dante find him before Cullum pulls the trigger again? Or is it already entirely too late?
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.